Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video session, I'm going to provide you multiple choice question of chapter number 2. At the end of the session, I will give you two challenges question and you should give me the answer in the comment. Question number 1. Which of the following is first step in computational thinking? Debugging, pattern recognition, problem identification and algorithm writing. तो सबसे पहला जो स्टेप होता है इसमें होता है प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफिकेशन. सबसे पहले हमने प्रॉब्लम को आइडेंटिफाई करना होता है कि हमने इस प्रॉब्लम में किस चीज को सॉल्व करना है और क्या काम करना है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. A computing problem is best described as any issue related to hardware only, any software error, a situation that requires a computational solution, or any math problem. Computing problem is best described. इनमें से जो best describe कर रही है वो ये है कि a situation that require a computational solution. कि वो ऐसी situation जो हमारे computational solutions को require करती है उसको हम computing problem कहते हैं. Which process helps to break down a problem into a smaller parts? कौन सी चीज है जो कि smaller parts में इसको break down करती है? Abstraction, no. Decomposition, debugging and automation. The correct answer is decomposition. क्योंकि इसमें हम डिकम्पोज कर देते हैं किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को, बड़ी प्रॉब्लम को हम क्या करते हैं, डिकम्पोज कर देते हैं, उसको छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करते हैं और बाद में हम उसको कंकर करते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग इन्वॉल्व विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेप? कौन से स्टेप में ये इन्वॉल्व करती है? ऑप्शन नंबर ए इज गेस वर्क, ऑप्शन नंबर बी इज इंट्यूशन ओनली, option number C is planning and evaluating solution and number 4th one is memorizing code. तो इनमें से जो best option describe करती है इसके लिए that is planning and evaluating solution. What does IPO stands for? IPO से क्या बनता है? IPO stands for option A is Internet Processing Output, Input Performance Output, Input Processing Output और Internal Process Operation. तो इसकी बेस्ट ऑप्शन है या करेक्ट आंसर इज इनपुट, प्रोसेसिंग एंड आउटपुट. हम इनपुट्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं, फिर उस पर कैलकुलेशन होती है, प्रोसेसिंग होती है और उसके बाद उसका रिजल्ट एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जाता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ आउटपुट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. In IPO, Input Processing and Output Model, where is the main logic applied? कहाँ पे main logic use की जाती है? Input में की जाती है, Processing में, Output में, all stages में. तो जो main logic use की जाती है that is called in processing. Processing में उसकी main logic apply की जाती है. Which chart visually represent input, processing and output? किस चार्ट के थ्रू हम इनपुट, प्रोसेसिंग और आउटपुट शो करते हैं? That is called pie chart, bar chart, IPO chart और Venn diagram. तो इसमें से बेस्ट ऑप्शन है जी IPO chart. Input, processing, output chart. Question number 8. In example of output in an IPO model could be a keyboard, a printer, user input और data entry. हम बात कर रहे हैं IPO model output, तो इसमें आएगा a printer. Question number 9. Computational thinking is mainly used to play game, analyze movies, solve problem using logical methods and memorize definition. तो क्योंकि कंप्यूटेशनल थिंकिंग की बात कर रही है तो ये मेनली यूज की जाती है सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम यूजिंग लॉजिकल मेथड्स. Question number 10. Which is not a principle of computational thinking? इनमें से कौन सा प्रिंसिपल नहीं है कंप्यूटेशनल थिंकिंग का? डिकम्पोजिशन, जिसमें हम प्रॉब्लम को ब्रेक डाउन करते हैं. पैटर्न रिकॉग्निशन, जिसमें हम पैटर्न देखते हैं कि विच पैटर्न कैन बी फिट टू सॉल्व अ पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम. ट्रायल एंड एरर एंड एब्स्ट्रैक्शन, इनमें से ट्रायल एंड एरर इज नॉट अ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कंप्यूटेशनल थिंकिंग. Question number 11. Abstraction focuses on hiding the detail actually. Adding more detail, ignoring errors, removing unnecessary details, and creating illustration. So best answer is removing unnecessary details. जब हम प्रोग्रामिंग करते हैं तो उसमें एक स्पेसिफिक फिनोमिना होता है जिसमें हम कहते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग, और उसमें सबसे पहले एपीआई होता है. एपीआई, आई एंड ई. ए स्टैंड्स फॉर एब्स्ट्रैक्शन, पी स्टैंड्स फॉर पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, आई स्टैंड्स फॉर इनहेरिटेंस, एंड ई स्टैंड्स फॉर एनकैप्सुलेशन. This is called object-oriented programming, and abstraction means to hide the implementation detail from the user. तो हम इसमें कह सकते हैं removing unnecessary detail is belongs to abstraction. Pattern recognition helps us to identify random items, simplify problem solving, complicate the task, add redundancy. So best option is pattern recognition help us to simplify problem solving. ये इसका correct answer है. Question number 13. In algorithm is a programming language, is a puzzle, or step-by-step solution, or hardware tool. An algorithm is a step-by-step solution to solve a problem. The correct option is C. Question number 14. Which of the following is best to describe decomposition? Ignoring complexity, grouping problems, breaking down problems into parts, writing a pseudocode. The best option is breaking down problems into parts. That is option number C. Question number 15. One of the benefits of computational thinking is solving only coding problem, or encouraging guesswork, or better decision making, or ignoring the details. The correct option is better decision making. The option number C. Question number 16. What is the output of a problem solving algorithm? The code, the result, the input, the process. The best option is the result. That is option B. Question number 17. Which stage involve gathering raw data? Output, in input, process, and evaluation. The input stage. In input stage, we can gather the raw data. That is option number B. Question number 18. Computational thinking is not useful in designing solutions, mathematical modeling, problem solving, and daydreaming. This is very odd, and this is the correct option, means not useful in daydreaming. That is option D. Question number 19. Which of the following is a method to design a solution? That is flowchart. Doodling, guessing, copy pasting code. The correct option is flowchart. That is option A. Question number 20. Flowcharts represents images only, steps in a process, final answer, software only. The correct option is steps in a process. That is option B. Question number 21. Which of these is a basic component of the IPO model? That is a loop, input, program, and syntax. The correct option is the input. That is option B. Question number 22. When solving a computing problem, the first step is to start coding immediately, buy hardware, understand the problem, skip the logic. That is the correct option is understand the problem. When solving a computing problem, the first step is to understand the problem. That is option C. Question number 23. Which of these help in identifying patterns in problems? Trial and error, pattern recognition, looping, and randomization. The best answer is pattern recognition. That is option B. Question number 24. What is the purpose of using the IPO chart? To draw diagrams, to identify program bugs. Bugs means to find the errors. To break down logic clearly, to list input only. The best and correct option is to break down logic clearly. That is option C. Question number 25. Which of the following shows abstraction in use? As I told you, abstraction means to hide the implementation detail from the user. Number A, adding more condition, focusing only on the relevant detail, repeating steps and listing all possible inputs. तो ये होगा relevant details. यूजर को जिस काम की जरूरत होगी सिर्फ वही चीजों शो की जाती है, बाकी irrelevant data उससे hidden किया जाता है, hide किया जाता है. That is, in this case, option B is the correct option. Question number 26, that is the last question. A well-designed algorithm should be long and complex, vague and general, clear and efficient, and incomplete. Fourth option is incomplete. The correct option is here, clear and efficient. The program algorithm should be very clear and efficient. Efficient in sense of they should use minimum number of instructions to get the desired output. Student, this is the key answer key of all the questions. आप इस की से कंपेयर कर लीजिएगा जो मैंने आंसर आपको पहले ऊपर बताए हुए हैं, और इसके बाद मैं आपको 2 क्वेश्चन देता हूं, चैलेंजिंग क्वेश्चन, और आपने इसका मुझे आंसर कमेंट सेक्शन में बताना है. Challenging question number 1. Which of the following best explains how decomposition support algorithm design? Option A is it allows solving unrelated problems simultaneously. It divides the solution into equal sized parts for execution. It breaks a complex problem into manageable subproblems. It replaces variables with real values. तो जो भी बेस्ट ऑप्शन होगी आप मुझे कमेंट में बताइएगा. Challenge question number 2. Challenge question number 2. In the context of the IPO model, what role does abstraction most directly play? It controls the input validation. It simplifies output formatting. It hides unnecessary internal logic while showing relevant steps. And it generates random data for processing. Which option is the best? You should write me in comment. And thank you. Jazakallah khair. Student, if you have any doubt or any query, please write in comment. I will reply you. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.